So I'm really excited today to show you the Insights Dashboard. We built it to solve two fundamental challenges. The first is, as IT leaders, knowing how it's going, what your partners are doing on your behalf, and how your end users feel is a real challenge. And the second challenge is, having worked with over 6 different ticketing systems, we know how hard it is to get high quality operational data out of the ticketing system, especially when you're looking at the long tail of all the different work that can happen outside of a ticket that isn't always reflected back into it. And for those reasons, we built the Insights Dashboard to really try to take those challenges head on and make something easy to use and understand how it's going. Right, so let's jump into the Insights Dashboard. Let me orient you. So we're above the fold here looking at metrics that are the most important. We've got Fixify's involvement metrics. These are metrics that tell you how involved we were with the request volume for a week or a month or whatever your time period is. And you can see that here with Resolve with Fixify support, and you can see that here week over week, how many Fixify resolved, how many Fixify assisted, and then how many were unsupported. You can look at this as a timescale, week over week, or you can also slice it by category. Looking at this by category can be useful because it can also drive really helpful conversations of how Fixify can help more when you look at where Fixify isn't actually currently working on your behalf. So it gives us a good map of where to go. Then we've kind of got the two KPIs that a lot of IT leaders look for: time to respond and time to resolve. So time to respond, we've got this nice distribution. The color coded here is an indication of sentiment. So green being positive, orange or yellow being neutral, and then red being negative. Gray being essentially the ticket was machine generated, and so we aren't scoring the sentiment. So we come in here, and for any one of these donuts, you can go ahead and see information about the ticket. You can see the sentiment, you can see the category, time to respond, and an explanation as to why we scored the sentiment the way we did. Oftentimes, when you build a visualization, you have to remove outliers to get the visualization to render, but we don't want to hide those outliers. So they're always available right here. You can come in here and see the 5 outliers that were involved in this time period. And then for any one of these, you can go and click into them and get and see the ticket itself. The same is going to be true for time to resolve. As we come down, we've got queues. This is kind of the current state of work happening in your environment. So you can see the open tickets, in progress, blocked, and so on. For any of these, you can drill down and see exactly what's going on. And the final two things I'll show you are sentiment. So every product, I believe, needs a Sankey diagram if you're doing it right. And this is ours. I think it's really actually quite useful. On the left, I'll orient you to that. That's the sentiment of the ticket as it came into the system. So that's how it started. The user, were they frustrated, upset? Was there urgency? It might start negative. And then after the totality of the interactions, the back and forth, the work we did, all of that, how do we perceive they left, right? And that would be on the right-hand side. So you can see here that there were going to be 7 tickets that went from a negative to positive, meaning they came in kind of hot and they left feeling a little better. And that's pretty awesome to see. Lastly, we have the category. So the category is basically a high level macro view of the sentiment per category, and it represents the totality of the tickets within that category. The gray bars there are us identifying tickets that were machine generated and excluding them from the sentiment analysis, so they aren't there to skew often the neutral sentiment. And that's the Insights Dashboard that we've built. I hope you enjoyed it. And look, if you have any questions or you want to learn more about it, feel free to reach out.